The number of refugee claimants Canada accepted more than doubled since 2018. Over that period, most accepted claims came from Iran, Turkey, India, Mexico, and Colombia. But CBC News has learned applicants from two of those countries are far more successful at claiming asylum than others, 98% from Iran and 97% from Turkey. So what accounts for their near total acceptance? The answer is complicated.
They don't get scrutinized as much, and so obviously the rates will remain high. I have reported.
Vancouver refugee and immigration lawyer Mojdeh Shahriari says Iranians have historically high rates of acceptance because they're often fleeing their own government.
In Iran, under the Islamic Republic regime, is horrific. The state is the agent of persecution.
The same holds true for Turkey. Despite being a member of NATO and a Canadian ally, its government has become increasingly autocratic and religiously conservative. But multiple immigration lawyers told us there's another reason: a massive backlog of claims at the Immigration and Refugee Board. So big, the IRB decided to approve more claimants based on their paper applications alone. In other words, rubber stamping many approvals without a hearing.
They started doing this several years ago, but they only designated a limited number of countries for this streamlined refugee process.
Why Iran and Turkey? The IRB says the paper review system applies to countries with historically high acceptance rates, which, given their repressive governments, both countries do. And when applicants themselves have no serious credibility issues. But Shahriari, who used to work and make decisions at the IRB, says this approach is risky.
If there is no hearing, there is no scrutiny of the person's credibility, the door for abuse is always open. The refugee protection system in Canada has been and is increasingly being abused.
She says the majority of refugee claims from Iran are legitimate, but not all.
They're just trying to find a way to stay here for, let's say, for a better life. And every human being is entitled to that. But, you know, this is not the way to do it.
Meanwhile, refugees from countries with historically lower acceptance rates are always sent to a hearing and rejected much more often.
From our experience, a refugee claimant from Iran or Turkey with similar documentation is more likely to be accepted.
The unintended consequence of fast-tracking applicants? An imbalance that will continue to grow as more refugees inevitably head to Canada.